Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the special edition of the pre-market analysis and trade plan set up for Quantum Leap, Tuesday, May the 20th, 2014. I'll be traveling this morning, so I won't be able to do my regular scheduled meeting, so I've recorded this, or I am recording this, and we'll post the charts and the links. Quantum Leap is a self-organized learning environment. We come together every day to talk about the markets, but I'm going to jump ahead. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. Do need to get the legal out of the way. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions made. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than their initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own plan, do your own due diligence. Okay, we're going to skip the numbers today because we're going to go right into just the general analysis. So quickly taking a look at the macro to the micro in terms of the trend. You can see great slope and separation on the monthly. We're trading near the upper distribution and the close of the prior month. Trend is very much intact on the monthly. Same thing on the weekly. Good slope and separation, trading above the close from the prior month, the open and close, and near the all-time highs at 1898.50. Trend is very much intact on the weekly. On the daily, a little bit of a different story. You've got a little bit of consolidation going on in this zone. We did close below the 9 and the 20, but now we've popped back up and we are trading. We've got a little bit of separation, but not a lot of slope. Going over to the geometric chart, you can see that we still have this energy point that is due today at 1885, and we're going to hit this energy point right on schedule. Above the center line of the upward sloping fork, you want to look for a move up to take out the all-time overnight high, because that takes us, take out the all-time high, not overnight high. That takes us out of the downward sloping fork, the opposing fork, and breaks us out and puts us in the upper distribution of this medium turn upward sloping fork. Of course, if we fail off of the center line of the upward sloping fork and reject this energy point here and stay inside the downward sloping fork and move down to test the lower line of the long-term upward sloping fork, will take us down to 1853.57, and that's well within our range today. So that's basically what the geometric chart is giving us in terms of information today. Going over to the trend on the intraday level, going into the 4-hour, we had a downward trend, and then we consolidated sideways. We've got a naked cross right here at 1874.50 area. Created a bit of a technical gap. This technical gap is getting closed by time going sideways, but we are holding above the 9 and the 20 right now, but no real trend. The beginning of a trend upward on the 4-hour, but no real trend happening as we speak. Same thing on the 30-minute. We're just sort of consolidating sideways and accepting this 81.50. Remember how important that 81.50 microcomposite VPOC was, and we'll take a look at that in the composite chart in a few minutes. Going and taking a look at the 5-minute, again, we've got a technical gap going on, and it looks like they're going to close it through time by chopping around, going sideways. But we are starting to see a start of an upward trend going up. So let's take a look at the ATRs right now. So far, the full session high is 84.50, full session low is 79, so that gives us a full session ATR target to the upside at 1895.75. You could even say 1896, and ATR target to the downside 1867.75. No real news today. We have nothing scheduled until the afternoon when we've got FOMC member Plosner speaking and Dudley So 11:30 Central and 12 o'clock, we've got Fed speaking. So just be careful in that time frame. All right, so let's go to the composite. Right now, that is the wrong charts. Let me just bring up the ES. All right, so currently right now, and I want to expand this. Remember that we've been watching this 8150 because when we went and made the all-time high back when we had that high at 92 and a quarter, 92.50 in the Globex, where they tried to hold balance was this 8150. And once we came down and found buyers down at this former microcomposite VPOC down at 1807, they worked their way back up through accepted value and kept on coming up to this 8150, and sellers were stepping in at that point in time. And then, we finally accepted value back in around the 65, 67 area and went up, put in the new all-time high at 1898. They tried to hold value up here at 1890. They couldn't. They came back down into this 1865 area. The microcomposite VPOC and the composite VPOC, and now they're working their way back up, and they've come up overnight and accepted value in around this 8150. So here's how I'd be looking at this on the bigger time frame. The microcomposite, okay, going back all the way to the 21st of February, the value area is 78.75. We also have this CLVN at 79.75. But I'm going to move the CLVN down, okay, so it's down here closer to the it's still a CLVN. It's not as strong, but it's going to be more in line with the value area high, because that's where I'm more concerned about, is up above the overall value area of this longer term microcomposite, which has the microcomposite VPOC that brings us to the front, is still in line with our composite VPOC at 1865. So right now we're outside of value of the longer term value. Now let's take a look at it just in a little bit smaller time frame. This current balance that we're in around, okay, that goes from the April 25th through to yesterday, the microcomposite VPOC is slightly higher at the 68 area. But more importantly, the value area high is just above at 80 and a quarter. So just above the 78.50 is another value area high at 80 and a quarter. And then in the last 3 days, okay, the microcomposite VPOC or the value area high is all the way down here at 73. So we've got basically this 78.50 to 80 area that is really defining whether or not we're in value or outside of value. And more importantly, right now they're accepting this 81.50. So I would be using the 79. I would actually use the 78.50 area as the lower range here, and 79 and a quarter, but even 80, so use this, call it 78.50 to 80 area as a no trade zone. Above 80, you want to get long into that 81.50 with a move to take out the naked close. Right now they're going to be above it. We've got another naked close here at 85.50, and this is my immediate target to the upside. And then just below that, just above that, we have this 87 and a quarter value area low from the small 3-day microcomposite that has balance in the microcomposite VPOC up here at 1890 and a quarter. That's where they're trying to hold value before they had to come down and pick up buyers back in the 65 area again. So if we hold 79 and a quarter and 80, to the upside, look for a continuation through to this 85.50 and the other side of balance in this value area low here at 87.75. And then above that, then I think we make a strong move up to this 90.25 and probably likely come out and take out this 92.25, the last swing high over here, and make a move up to test the other side of the value area, the upper side of the value area, 84.75. I'm sorry, not 84, 94.75, just 2 ticks above the CHVN at 92.25, and of course a push through to take out the all-time high at 98.50 and finally test that 1900. That's my, as long as we stay outside of yesterday's value area and yesterday's range, then I think we make a move to take out this 85 and start drifting up towards this 90. Whether we get to an all-time high today, I'm not sure, but we certainly have it within our 20-day ATR range, because remember the upside is 1896. So that's not too far off of going and taking, so a little bit of a range extension would be fine. Below 79.25, then you want to look at this 75.75 again. That was that range high. There's a couple things there, value area from where we tried to hold value around 69.75, and then below the 75.75, we've got this key area again back here at 72.50, with the other side of balance being that 68.75, shifted from 68.25. But anything below 68.75, look for rotation back down towards the 67.25, but more importantly down here to the microcomposite VPOC and the composite VPOC at 1865, with the other side of balance being down at that 1859. And below 1859, then you're getting outside of the value area for this balance that we've been in the in the shorter time frame. And then I think we get a bigger move down to test 55. And anything below 55, you got 49.50, 43.50, with 39 being a very important level, because 38.50, just above that 39, or just below that 39, 38.50 is the value area low that defines this longer term balance that we're in. The high being the 78.75 and the value area low being 38.50. So that defines the area that we're in. So let's take a look at what we've got going on. And bring up our Globex chart. So let's move this over here. So currently right now our overnight high is 84.50. And our overnight low is 79. Now keep in mind that I'm doing this early, so there's still lots of time. We could go in and make a new high, likely make a new high before we make a new low, but we do have to factor that in. So as it stands right now, if we were open up right now, we've got a naked close at 82.50. We're trading 82.75. We're inside of value. So anything inside of this 83 range is really going to define a move down to take out this 81.50 and test it one more time. Our current VPOC overnight, and I don't think that's going to change, is down here at 80.75, so just below the 81.50. Get rid of this now. All right, so as it stands, if we open in the upper distribution, there really isn't much until we get down to this 78.79 area. And because of the fact that we've got the LVN from the upper distribution, let me just bring this to the front. You can see that this 78.75 is the LVN of the upper distribution from yesterday, and still keeps us outside of this lower distribution and the HVN of that double distribution zone at 77, which happens to be our value area low. So I'll be using 78.75 as a trade area. And if we open up inside a range and inside a value, I'll be looking for one of two things: a break out of value and a break out of range. So I'll be using this 83 as a area. I'm going to use 83.50 as an area to do business, because if we break out above 83.50, then we want to get long into the takeout. Actually, I'm going to make this 83. Because I'm going to be looking for a takeout of the overnight high at 84.50 if they don't expand it by then, and then a takeout of the naked close at 85.50 with the first resistance coming in around this 87.75. Come on. All right, and then above that, there really isn't anything there, okay, until we gets us inside of value, and should give us a strong move up to this naked VPOC at 90.25 and the microcomposite VPOC where we tried to hold value after making the all-time high. So that's going to be my main target, and I'm just going to put it one tick below. Come on. So there's my main target above, and then above that, I'm looking for a continuation up towards this 94.25. The only real thing in between is that 80 or the 91.25. So I'll put 91.25 as possible resistance, but I'm really thinking if we get up into this area, we're going to come up and take out this 94.25 with 98.75. I'm sorry, 98.50 as the resistance, and likely if we get up here, our target, which will be the centennial number at 1900, with 1902.50 and 1910 as our extended targets above. All right, if we stay inside of range, I'd be looking for us, and inside of value, I'd be looking for us to come down and test this 78.75. That's where I'm expecting responsive buyers to step in. If they don't step in, or if they're slow to step in, we're likely to come down and test the other side of value down here at 77. So 77 is a target below the 78.77 if we don't hold it, and then below the 77, okay, is the 75.75, and 75.75 is the range high from the prior day on Friday. Come on. Just doesn't want to work for me. I don't want to edit the button. I want to use the button. All right, and then, actually I'm going to use this as a trade area and a target. $75, because if they don't hold here, it's kind of a slushy area in between this 78, 75 and 75, because there's a lot right there. But below 75, you can target 77 with a push through to test that 75, 75. And then below 75, 75, the big target is 72.50, with the overnight low being 70, and then that 68.75 and the range low in the value area high from the prior Friday. So I'll be using the 69.25 range low with a push through, because I don't think 78 and 75 is going to be as strong as it has in the past, because we've got these two microcomposite VPOCs at 68 and 67.50 with this naked VPOC at 66.50. So 67.25 is going to be my target below that 69.75. All right, and then the big target is not the 66.50, but the 65. And this is my main target once we get outside of yesterday's range. All right, and then 59.75 and the 61 area. It's 61.50, so I'm going to use 61.50. Sorry, 61.25. And then below that, the big line that we need to hold is this 55. And I know I don't think we're going to get there, but just in case, because you got to have a plan for everything, below 55, you've got 52, all right, and then you've got 49.50 with 45. Is it 45? 46.25 right now. 45.25. 45.25, and then the big number is 43.50. Again, these numbers should be nothing new to anybody that's been around here for any length of time, because these are the same numbers that keep popping up. That's the great thing about doing homework over every day, is these numbers become second nature to you. All right, so that takes care of the ES. Let's take a quick look at the Russell. Why do I have a Russell trade? Sorry, I got to open up a Russell chart here. All right, so far we've got a overnight high of 1113.70, which is going to coincide right with the value area high from yesterday, and then we've got an overnight low 1109.20. Man, these numbers are playing out very nicely. And current VPOC that could shift, but right now I've got it at 1112.70. All right, so taking a look at the Russell. Right now, the key number is this 1109.60. It is the CLVN that I've been watching, so 1109.60. Come on. There we go. All right, and then below that, you've got the overnight low at, why do I have, Okay, the overnight low 1109.20. But below the 1109, you've got 1108.40, and that's the first target below 1108.40. It's also the VWAP from yesterday. And then below that 1108.40, the other side of balance is all the way down here at 1103.80. So the first target below, I'd be looking for a move down to this 1106.60 area for a target. And then the trade area, look for responsive buyers down here at 1103.80. And then below 1103.80, everything moves down to that 1096 area. But I would be targeting the range high from Friday at 1170 and that key centennial number 1100. But below that, look for a strong move down to this 1096. I'll show you why in a minute. Let me just get that on there. The 1096 is where this all started. We accepted value here, and then we moved down, moved up, I should say. Then we came down and tested it twice, and then came down, tested a third time, and now coming down the fourth time we had to actually go a little bit lower and almost down to that 1075.50. But we have 1090.50, which would be the number below. So there's 1094 as a target. I'm sorry, 1096.90, but 1094 as responsive buyers stepping in because it's the range low from yesterday. And then you get the value area high from Friday at 1092. So just below that is 1092. Call it 1093, I should say. And then below that, I'd be looking at that 90 and this 89.60. So we'll target the 90. All right, that takes care of below. Now, once we get above, we've got the naked close. We get the naked close at 1113.10, and then we've got the value area and the overnight high at 1113.75. So, I mean, if you see responsive buyers stepping in here and pushing us up through the overnight VPOC, then I'd get long into this 113.75. It will be, your first target above because it's an important number. And then the other side of balance is up here, and this is the main target, to test. And then if we break above this 1115.50, then everything is going to be about this 1117.70 because that's a naked close there. And if it's going to be a target, but it's also going to be a trade area because above 1117.70, then everything is all about this 1121.10, and that's the composite VPOC and the microcomposite VPOC for the much bigger balanced zone down here. So I'm just going to front run this naked VPOC by a couple ticks and put it right at 1121.11. And then the other side of balance around this 1121 is you've got this 1131.90. There's one target in between, which is this 29.60. But it's really everything is about this 32 above us. Because if we get above 32, 31.90, then we really don't have anything above us until we get up into the 39 area. So you got the 39, and I'm going to put the target right at 39.60, just in front of this naked Deepak at 1140 and the naked close at 1140.90, I believe it is. And then above that, so this becomes, a trade area right here. And above that, you've got this 46. I don't think we're going to get much more movement than that today. Come on. All right. And then the other side of that balance is 1150.50. Just to give us some extended targets. So that's going to take care of the Russell. Let's just take a quick look at the gold. Gold is still in balance, right now, and we're still chopping around this 92 to 94 area. The line we want to hold is 1288.50, below 1288.50. Then look for a test to break out a value for the two balance zones, the shorter time frame and the longer time frame, and a move down to this 84.50, with the other side of balance being 1276.40. My stop is still sitting at 1275.25, just below that on my swing. And then if we hold, look for more chop in this area with the test of this 1298.20 above 1298.20. Look for a move to break through the value area high in the 1300, and then if we get through it, a push through to 1304.40, but it's really 1306, because if we can get above 1306, then I think we finally get our move up to the 1309 and then the 1315 area to break us outside of the balance that we're in. And above 1315, I've got 2170, but the big number above is really this 32, 3140 to 32 area, because if we can get above that, then we should finally get a stronger move up to test the mid 1300s. So that's what I'm looking at on gold. So that's going to complete this abbreviated homework session. I will post the charts and the recording as soon as I can onto the various rooms and on Twitter. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.